Hey everyone, welcome to this video. We will walk you through building a chatbot application in React Native using models available in Ollama. In this tutorial, we will cover following topics. Let me go to the topics first. So we'll discuss what Ollama is and why it's powerful for running large language models LLMs locally, and how to install Ollama on Windows and set up your own AI chatbot, building a fast API service, a microservice to process queries using a Ollama model, creating a React Native chatbot UI to interact with our backend API. So let's dive in. And so we'll start with what exactly is Ollama. So Ollama is an open source tool that lets you run large language models locally without depending on cloud-based AI services. This is a game changer for privacy, performance, and flexibility. So the key features of Ollama is that you can run the LLMs locally, no internet required after downloading the models, optimized for the performance. It uses the GPU acceleration and it's available on your whatever infrastructure running on. Private and secure. Your data never leaves the machine. So everything will be processed with the offline model, Ollama model that you downloaded. Easy model management. You can fetch and update the models easily. Support custom models. So you can fine tune AI model for your specific needs, for like specific, I would say, the domain or the knowledge that you want your model to process and generate and response. So now that we understand what Ollama is, let's move on to installing it. Installing Ollama on Windows, we'll start with that. So let's set up Ollama on Windows machine. So for that, you have to download and install Llama from ollama.com. So you can always visit ollama.com here in the browser. Okay, I will just open ollama.com. So you can simply download for the Mac, Windows, Linux. It's available on most of the popular platforms. You can download Ollama locally on your machine. And once you're done with installing the Ollama, you can simply go to the once you like follow the all installation prompt and dialog box on the Windows. You can simply open the command prompt here, and you can just find out the version that you have installed. So I have 0.5.7, and you can simply run a command Ollama pull Mistral. Uh, in this for this particular demonstration, we'll use the 5 model, which is ChatGPT model. Yeah, it will start downloading. So I already have it. So anyway, let it download. That's fine. And then you can simply run the same model using command or llama run. Fine. We are just doing this exercise to make sure you have the model downloaded and it's running quickly fine. I'll just enter the message, hi. It's a kind of a prompt that I'm going to send to model, and it responds, hello, how can I assist you today? That means the model is running on your Windows machine. So this will download the 5 model, and then you can interact to this ollama run my command. Let's jump onto the microservice that we are going to use. It, uh, and we are going to host this using a FastAPI. The FastAPI is a lightweight web framework for building APIs in Python. We will use it to interact with the Ollama model that we just downloaded and installed locally. So for that, let me just open the code that we have. So this whole code base is available on GitHub. I'll share this link uh, in like in the YouTube video under the description section. I'll make sure it's available to you guys. So there's a fast API, and you have the instruction how to like install a dependency. I already have the dependency defined requirement.txt. You can simply use this README to go through, and you can just set up and run this. Since let me check if I already have installed. If not, I'll just install here. Okay, so I don't have the virtual environment installed here, so let me create the virtual environment first. So this will create a virtual Python virtual environment. So after installing the virtual environment, let me activate this virtual environment. This virtual environment is activated now. So I'll just install the dependency using pip install python requirement.txt. So it's going to download all the dependencies required to run this Ollama. Since I already have some of these dependency downloads, so it's going to use the cache version. And on your local system, it's not installed, it's going to download from the internet. So, yeah. So let's wait for it to get completed. The installation is completed, so I'll just go through the code. Okay, so these are the parenting models which define, and I have the packages, FastAPI, FastAPI exception, HTTP exception, parenting model, and cost middleware just to handle the cross browsing request. These are models defined here, and then I have the search web function that's based on whatever the query you're sending. First, will go on the web and will find out the web to the web scraping, and we'll get the results. That results we are going to use as a context for Ollama model to reference, to use as a reference and respond, generate an answer based on that. I'm using a DuckDuckGo API.com. You can use any web scraping tool. These are free API that I'm using. Google provides certain API that you can use. And then I have get response that takes the prompt, model name, and context. So yeah, you can go through all this code. It's simply calling the HTTP API, this API call. And if I show you, there's the place where it's hosted and listening. There's the port number where Ollama model is listening for the user query. And these are the payload. You can define the model, what model you want to use, what is the prompt. That prompt will generate using the search web results. I'll jump onto the routing function. This generate, so it do a perform web search to fetch the context based on the prompt that we are receiving from the client. Once I have the context, I'll pass that context to get response, and this context will be used by the Ollama model to as a reference and to respond to a user query. Once I have the response, I'm going to return the response to the client. So that's what the code is. So yeah, let me just start this code. UBCon, Ollama, app, platform host, out, so have this fast API is running up and running. So now let's build a simple chatbot UI using React Native that connects to our fast API backend, which we are running here. So since I already have the chatbot application created and this chatbot React Native, um, so we have source folder under source, we have app.js entry file, entry application, and these are the UI components, and then we call the chatbot UI under that. So here we are importing a chatbot UI, and this is where I'm calling a chatbot UI. So on the app launch, you will see the small chat icon. I'll demo this on your browser. And then I have the chatbot UI. This we have a get Falcon response code. Uh, you can name anything. I just renamed it to Falcon. I can change it to anything. That doesn't matter for this demonstration. And I'm calling this on this my local wireless IP address. I can simply call on localhost also. But since I'm listening on 0.0, so it's going to listen on all the interface. So I can use localhost or the actual IP address assigned to a wireless Ethernet network card. So this is the code. So I'm going to start with installing dependencies here. So just navigate to chatbot rn. I'll do an npm install. And it's going to take 1 or 2 minutes to finish. So Let's wait for it to get finished. Meantime, we'll just make sure our model is up and running. So yeah, just to test this model, I'll have this on Ollama run y. Hi, and I should get some kind of response. So I think we're good in this part. Just make sure it's running. Yeah, so we're running a file latest with this ID and yeah, the CPU usage. Yeah, things still going on. npm install is still going on, so let's wait for it to get completed. So we do see some kind of warning. We can ignore this warning for now because it's not going to block our demo in this video. You can always refer to the GitHub. I have the whole code uploaded on the GitHub that you can use. I even have the dev.to page also that you can reference. Uh, yeah. Let me open this on the Firefox. So there's a page I have that explains how it can be used. Pretty much everything that's required to run this application locally on your own machine. Yeah, feel free to go through this article, and if you have any query, you can simply comment here, and yeah, I'll respond as fast as I can. Okay, so I think we're done with installing this npm dependencies. So let's run an npm run web. This should start the React Native application, and we'll see there's an action on browser. Let's wait for this to be up and running. So it started, the native developments were started. So we'll open the local host. So it provides a local host 8080. So that's what we're going to open on the Firefox here. Local host. So we can simply enter here, and then there's the chatbot icon that we have. Just click on it, and you can simply type, "How are you?" and let's wait for the response. So you can see on the terminal we have "How are you?" So it's gonna go for search URL and look for the context. If there's no context, we'll use this direct message as a prompt, and we'll wait for response on the Ollama model that we are using. So you can see we are getting response here. Good, thanks. I heard that you are interested in music, and quickly. So since it's offline, so you might see a incorrect response, but that's just for the reference. If we have the context available over the web, it's going to use that context. Otherwise, it might give you some different answer that you don't expect. That is just a basic model they can use, but we can only use the web query, better web query to search the context, pull the context to like pass it to the Ollama's model that they can use it as a reference to give you an accurate answer. So let's ask, who are you? It takes like 5 to 6 seconds to respond, but that totally can be handled if you have a better GPU acceleration on your local laptop, if you can use any external device to provide the more GPU support. So I think you can simply go to that. I'm an AI assistant, so I don't have any personal knowledge. So I'll give you the answer. Let's ask who is the president of USA? Still, we don't see any context here, so I think it's no context found for this particular prompt. It's gonna directly look for the who's the president of USA in Ollama model we are using. I can show you in the React Native code we look at here, we're using a Fry model, which is a ChatGPT model, but you can always replace with the other Ollama model available. You just have to make sure it's downloaded locally and it's up and running. In my case, it's a Fry which is up and running. So yeah, you can see the answer here. So it explains what is the president instead of telling the exact president name. Okay, let's ask how many animals are there on planet? Let's see how it responds. I think we don't see any context found for that. So the next time we'll look for something, some kind of different question that you're going to ask to this chatbot. Let's wait for this response. It's taking, I think, considerable amount of time, but it can be improved by putting more, like, I would say, investment in hardware uh, that will boost this models to respond quickly. Now, this explains how we can deploy the Ollama models locally. How can we host through FastAPI, and then you can have a JavaScript-based application React Native that can call that API to fetch the process to like pass the user query and get the response. So this code, in my case, I'm using a JavaScript, but you can use any language, and you can just simply have to call the HTTP REST API that we have hosted using a fast API. So, so yeah, it creates a kind of good uh, Ollama model hosting services that we can use. So let me know if you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And see what we got the answer here. It took considerable amount of time, but finally we have the answer here. From okay, so it doesn't have any specific answer. It's just giving you some uh, different kind of context details. So let's ask, what is the planet? Let's see if it's something from the web scraping. I think still it doesn't get anything from the web scraping. Yeah, but that explains pretty much everything that we can do with the Ollama models using a fast API and the React Native application. That explains the full stack implementation of chatbot application using Ollama model. So yeah, just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Happy coding. Thank you, guys.